Hello students, in the last session we have studied installation of Python on Windows operating system. You can even install Python on your mobile devices. To install and use Python on mobile devices, you have to first install an app called as Termux. Termux app allows you to execute Python commands. After installing Termux app, you have to install Python packages on Termux. To install Python packages on Termux, you have to follow certain steps, and detailed information about these steps is available on internet. You just search for it on the Google, you will get detailed steps. Okay. In today's session, we will study basic elements of Python. So let's start. The basic elements of Python. Python program, sometimes called a script, is a sequence of definitions and commands. Definitions are evaluated and commands are executed by the Python interpreter in something called the shell. So all those definitions are evaluated and the commands are executed by the shell. So what is the shell? Shells are computer user interfaces that typically refer to text-only or primarily text-based command prompt. Shells allows us to execute commands. You have already used a terminal on Linux, which is also a shell. On terminal, you type different shell commands, and those commands are executed by the terminal, or you can say those commands are executed by the shell. On Windows also, we have CMD or command prompt, which can be used to execute DOS commands. So what is command? A command, often called a statement, instructs the interpreter to do something. So command simply means it is an instruction for the interpreter to perform some activity. For example, if I write a command, say on Linux terminal, if I give a command ls, it will display list of files in the current directory. Same way, we can give different commands to the interpreter, and based on the command, interpreter executes and displays the output. Okay, let's see an example. Let us write a command or a statement, print king's rule. This will instruct the interpreter to output the string king's rule. Let's see how to write this command and execute it. To open Python command prompt or shell, just click on the start and type Python or idle. It will display you an application with the name idle. Click on it. Once you click on the idle, it will display a shell or a command prompt. So this is our shell, you can see it here, Python 2.7.18 shell. So shell simply it is a GUI which allows us to type commands or statements, and these statements are executed by the interpreter. So let's write a statement, say print in double quotes King's rule. This is a statement or a command to the interpreter. So we are giving a command asking interpreter to print King's rule, and when I press an enter key, the output is displayed. So King's rule is displayed on the prompt itself. So this shell or command prompt allows us to execute commands. A single command can be executed at a time. So we have given a command print King's rule, and the output is displayed on the prompt. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Okay, let's study the basic elements of Python one by one. The first, objects. Objects are the code things that Python programs manipulate. Every object has a type that defines the kind of thing that program can do with objects of that type. So objects are the main things in the Python program that are controlled, and the type of object defines what type of operations we can perform on the object. There are two different types of objects in Python. They are scalar and non-scalar. So what is scalar object? Scalar objects are indivisible, or scalar objects are called as atoms of language. Scalar objects represents a single value. Individual values cannot be retrieved from a scalar object. For example, the values of type int, float represents scalar objects. If I type a number that is 25, which is a single value, we cannot retrieve 2 and 5 separately from it. That is why scalar objects are indivisible, which do not have internal structure. Then the next is non-scalar, which have internal structure. Means individual elements can be retrieved from non-scalar object. The examples of non-scalar objects are string, list, arrays, etc. If we take an example of string, which is made up of set of characters, individual characters can be retrieved from it. That simply means strings have internal structures. Even in case of list, it contains multiple values. So individual values can be retrieved from the list as well. So that comes under non-scalar type, which has internal structure. So we will study about scalar objects here. Non-scalar objects we will study in the later section in the syllabus. So scalar objects, Python has 4 different types of scalar objects. First, int, which is used to represent integers, and literals of type int are written in the way we typically denote integers. For example, -3, 5 or 10002 all represents the values of type integer, and all comes under the type that is scalar. Then we have float. Now this is used to represent real numbers, and literals of type float always include a decimal point. For example, the values like 3.0, 3.17, minus 28.17 all represents the float values. Even exponential numbers can be included in the float. Then we have a type that is Boolean, and this is used to represent the values true and false. There is one more type that is none, and it has a single value, and the value of type none itself it is none. We will study about this none later in the syllabus. So these are 4 different types of scalar objects available in Python. Next, expressions. Objects and operators can be combined to form expressions, each of which evaluates to an object of some type. So operators together with objects forms an expression, and the result of the expression is again an object of some type. For example, the expression 3 plus 2 denotes the object 5 of type integer. Now if you look at the expression 3, where 3 is of type int, plus 2 which is of type int, and the result is a new object 5 which is also of type integer. The built-in Python function, that is the function is type, can be used to find out the type of an object. If you want to know a type of a particular object, you can find it out by using a built-in function in Python. The function is type function. For example, if you type on the prompt, if you use a function that is type, and in bracket if you send a object or a value, say 3, it will return the type of this 3, and you can see the result is int. Same way, if you pass type 3.0, and the result of this it is float. So type function can be used to find out the type of an object. So let's see this by executing it on the shell. If I type the function name as type in bracket, if I pass an object, say object is 3, and if I press enter key, you can see it is returning me the type of this object, and the type of object is integer. Same way, if I pass something like type in bracket 3.1, look at the output, it is returning float. And if I say type double quotes Python, look at the output, it is returning str, that means string. So inbuilt function type can be used to find the type of an object. Let's go back to the slide. This is about expression. That's it for today. Thank you. In the next session, we will continue with the other elements of Python. Thank you.